Coleman Scott's trying to reestablish again here in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, those were some dominant programs. I remember we beat them in 2004 or 2003. It was a very, very big deal for us to finally beat them in a dual meet. We hadn't actually. I don't think we'd ever beat them when we had our at that time. We hadn't beat them in several years.
Two sets of twins, the older twins with Zach Finesilver. He's on the mat now. Greenwood Village, Colorado. Cherry Creek High School, Andrew Atkinson, the number 2 seed out of Lynchburg. Lynchburg Christian for Virginia.
He's getting a lot of high-level attacks. If he gets to a knee pull, he's just going to kind of yank it up there. He's a strong guy, wrestles with a lot of strength. Upright position.
Atkinson is a guy who has been a pillar of consistency for Coach Steve Garland. He's looking to become just the 10th Virginia wrestler to qualify for the NCAAs all 4 years. Has a double underhook for a second, but backpedaling out of harm's way was Finesilver. Minute into this first period, no score. Semifinal at 165.
This is the kind of match that I think Atkinson wants, more or less, is just to kind of slow it down. And even if Finesilver ends up having to run around him a few times, it's okay. Finesilver's going to want to try to find some opening here. Some way to get past his hands and the hand fighting in general. Kind of open Atkinson up a little bit.
Shot by Finesilver, and he's in. Atkinson goes right over the top. Finesilver unable to get control for the 2. Waterfall position. Atkinson butt up into the air, head down to the mat. Now Finesilver trying to free that left leg, but
Atkinson just holds on to anything he's got, right?
Yeah, Atkinson
Gotta
continues.
be a little careful here because it's obviously where Finesilver made some money last round. So what Atkinson can do here is just kind of come up through the center again. See if he can't find something.
Stalemate called with 30 seconds to go in the first period. Nice scramble sequence that time by Finesilver and Atkinson.
Atkinson has, I mean, this is exactly what Finesilver wants to do. He wants to create scrambles. He wants to get Atkinson to go over the top. If Atkinson is so, one of the things that's sort of plagued him over the last couple years in close matches is that he gives up his leg. Once he gives up his leg, he just gives it up all the way. He doesn't have a strong, solid, basic defense. He ends up kind of going over the top, which in the past 3 years has been totally fine. But we were talking about like with Dean Heil, trying to catch up to some of these guys who keep going over the top. They get caught in these scramble situations, and they're at risk of giving up a lot of points quickly.
Well, no points being scored quickly in this one. First period comes to an end, still goose eggs on the board. Finesilver bumping up from 141 last year to the 65-pound weight class this season. About 15-12 last year after earning a trip to the NCAAs back in his freshman year in 2016. Atkinson trying to get the escape and get something on the board. Finesilver unable to latch on. Atkinson is away and a 1-0 lead for the 2 seed from Virginia. Shot by Finesilver. He's in deep, and
really
this time
nice shot.
He gets
Beautiful.
the 2.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful, nice shot. Transitioned immediately to a double. Atkinson was left on his heels. This is not where he wants to be with Finesilver. This is a good top wrestler. He's going to try to take that and throw it behind his back. If he can. And scoot his hips out.
Atkinson with a grip on Finesilver's leg. And the official says nothing can happen from this position, so we'll restart it with 61 seconds to go in the second period. And the number 6 seed, Zach Finesilver, with a 2-1 lead.
This restart's where Atkinson has to take advantage of. He gets to his feet. He's got to get good hand control. Face back up.
2-2 our score. Atkinson still trying to find some offense against this Duke Jr. who's been tough today. Shot in by Finesilver. You see Atkinson sprawling back. Finesilver still driving forward toward the crotch area. See Atkinson trying to swivel it over toward the opposite side, but Finesilver caught him and gets 2 more.
Just really, really poor technique there by Atkinson to not stay on the side that he was attacking. By going across the body, he made himself.
Atkinson to his feet, and the 2 go tumbling out of bounds on to mat number 2 as Finesilver stayed with him. You know, you get into a rhythm. There is a momentum turn in wrestling, and clearly Duke's feeling it, especially this Finesilver today. He
Absolutely.
is
just look at their body language, right?
wrestling at a different level than what they have seen at times this year from him.
Well, he's trusting in his shots. His shots are converting into points. Atkinson right now is just taking the easy way out. He committed to that defense, but he did technically the wrong thing.
Switch attempt, and Atkinson gets away. Finesilver drops down late, and no points awarded. So even before I could get the sentence out, here comes the green brick from Lanham. He's going to challenge it. He thinks that Finesilver had 2.
It's a gimme. Might as well.
Each team is given 3 challenges, so they are going to take a look at it. But the point I was making, that was a critical 7 seconds, I thought, for Finesilver if he could have rode him out.
It was very critical. And good job by Atkinson to actually get out, but also not a very good challenge for one reason. Atkinson he's not so much in need of a wind break, but he's in need of a mental break. He's obviously going through a little bit of trauma here. He's not sort of in the position in the match where he wants to be. This break that Duke gave him is going to allow him to sort of recompose himself. He gets the time to talk to his coaches. Okay, hey, this is technically what's going on. Three, 2. Yeah, so it looks like the time was probably out there.
And the call on the mat is no points awarded. Duke will be issued a challenge. They will lose a challenge. Lynn Lanham down to 2 challenges remaining. So we start this third period. So the escape to Atkinson. Now he starts in the top position. Switch attempt by Finesilver, countered nicely by Atkinson. Has that tight waist. And out of bounds they go.
Even if really here he has to get another takedown anyway, so what he's going to essentially want to do is just make sure that the ride time's down in case this comes to a final second.
He needs to ride him another 5 seconds for that to happen. Looks like he's going to be able to do that. Finesilver onto his feet and again tries that switch. And again, Atkinson takes him right back to his belly button.
He has a nice cheap tilt he could potentially utilize, and Finesilver is a little bit more apt to expose his back in defense, but I think essentially he needs to go to his feet.
The tight waist on the right, looking for a possible tilt there.
Whatever shot he takes is going to likely end up in a scramble, so he needs to give himself enough time to finish, and he needs to cut him.
And he does. Finesilver gets away. The number 6 seed for Duke trying to spoil the Cavalier seniors.
So they come right into a shot, and if Atkinson says,
Finesilver in, Atkinson over the top. We've been in this position before. Scramble situation. No count for the danger zone, but they will get 2 to Finesilver as he finishes it up. Upset brewing at 165.
And that'll pretty much do it, right? I mean, Atkinson is now down essentially 3 takedowns with 30 seconds to go. Really impressive job by a 6 seed.
Brings Atkinson back down. Finesilver content to ride. Start of the day with a 10-6 win over last year's ACC runner-up in Brian Hammond of North Carolina State. Now in the semifinal round, Zach Finesilver, the redshirt junior, is going to knock off the number 2 seed. And the Finesilvers putting on a show here in Chapel Hill.
Really impressive. What a good story to see this kid come all the way down from the 6th seed. He and at least one of his brothers, right, are in the finals. Possibly a third. Really impressive performance today. He's trusting his shots. He's trusting his right side head crotch. He's making sure that he's finishing solid. He's not getting caught up in a lot of things, but also in his shots, he's saying, hey, can I put this guy at risk? And if I put him at risk, am I able, you know, it cleans up his finishes, right? If a guy's hanging on over the top in the waterfall position, he's putting him in danger. And now Duke's got momentum.
Well, we're really going to find out if that slipper indeed fits for Zach Finesilver. He will